If you ever wanted to know what it really took to run a 6 and 7, even 8-figure Amazon business, you are going to love this video. I was recently invited to speak at the Books and Beyond conference in Vegas this last week, and I learned so much. There were a bunch of 7, 8, even 9-figure sellers in the room. Even though it was focused on books specifically, there are so many principles that I took away that I'm going to cover with you right now that will help take your business to the next level. I'll be applying a lot of these principles, and these are from people who went from basically 0 to 7, 8, even 9 figures. So they've been where I am, they've been where you might be. So they literally went from 0 all the way up. So let's just get into the video. So the number one trend that I recognized is they really value time. So when you first start a business, it's really hard to value your time because you have to do everything. If you're doing online arbitrage, you're the sourcer, you're the shipper, you're the prepper, basically you're everything. And it just has to be that way, because if you don't really have that much capital, or you need to actually learn the processes before you could actually outsource the business. So it just makes sense. So, but a lot of the people that I've met this weekend think a lot differently about their time. Once they kind of master whatever the process or whatever task they're doing, they have SOPs, they're using virtual assistants, they're using a team, they are partnering with other people. It was just really, really amazing to see just how they think about things. They almost work backwards. They say, this is how much time I want to work or put into this certain project. How do I only put 20 hours into this and outsource the rest? Or can I form a partnership? There were a lot of softwares there that were all partnerships. One person is a coder, the other person's a really good marketer, or one person knows this platform, another person knows Amazon, another person knows eBay. They come together, they build an Amazon to eBay software. Just really, really cool. So always kind of think in mind, one, how can I outsource this eventually? And also know, just because you're doing it right now does not mean you will be doing it forever. For me, I used to prep all my items. Now I have a prep center that does it for me. I, in the past, have had people, virtual assistants source for me. I don't do that anymore, but it could be an option in the future. Number two, once they really kind of master a certain aspect of their business, they diversify. So there was a lot of people there that have their hands in a lot of different pots, whether it's they sell on Amazon, they have a software, they have a mentorship, they have something else just besides Amazon. And that's not to say that Amazon is a bad opportunity, but just in general, it's good to diversify. That's something I've done this year. I've been doing online arbitrage. I have the influencer program. I'm kind of doing brand deals via the influencer program. I have a school community where I help you guys scale your online arbitrage business. So if you want to join that, click below. So diversification is key. Obviously, it takes a while to get there, because if you're trying to do 5 or 10 different things, you'll never really grow one big. So you kind of have to master one, kind of come up with some systems for that, and then diversify. Number 3, they're all very, very positive. They have a figure it out mentality. Amazon fees go up. They're not like, oh, I guess this is over. It's like, how do I source higher ROI items? How can I make this work? Can I negotiate with the prep center for lower fees? There was actually someone there who is running, they're only buying items that have between a 50 and 100% ROI. They are doing eBay to Amazon, so it is a different model, but they upped their sourcing criteria. They were working at 20-ish%. They're like, listen, I'm not buying anything under 50. And turns out there is a ton of product that they have found. So they're just super positive and have this attitude that I will figure it out. And in today's landscape in Amazon, or just in business in general, you have to have that attitude. I could figure this out. Yeah, does this suck? It doesn't matter whether it sucks or not. It is what it is, but I'm going to figure this out and make it work. So you have to have that attitude. Number 4, they have all struggled. They have all went through one. They've had weird childhoods. They've overcome addiction. They've lost a ton of money. Some have had no money. Some were homeless. They all came basically over some huge struggles. And I think that's what makes some of the best entrepreneurs. And basically, this is kind of a message that if you're struggling right now, just don't worry about it. Everyone struggles. Everyone kind of comes to these places where it seems impossible, but the ones that fight through it are able to really make it to the top. Just some really inspiring stories this weekend that just had me thinking sometimes, like, man, you think you have it bad, or this is a bad thing. This person overcame being homeless. This person overcame a drug addiction, went to jail. It's just crazy stories and just super inspiring. Number 5, they think big. They aren't thinking. There was one seller there that's in their 20s, and they're doing $15 million on Amazon selling books. Absolutely nuts. Like, you don't get there if you just kind of think about just thrifting, or how can you get through a Gaylords of books. These people have conveyor belts, they have systems, they have tons of employees, they're thinking through complex shipping problems. So they're just solving really big problems. And one of the biggest takeaways too for me was, it's not that much harder to solve a bigger problem than it is just to solve a medium-sized problem. So yeah, it might take a little more work, but it's not as much more work as you think. So for me, I'm thinking almost like outsourcing, sourcing for OA and stuff like that I hate doing, kind of like the team management and hiring and firing and all that stuff. But if I want a bigger business, it just can't be me. Obviously, I leverage a prep center, so that is a little different. But in the grand scheme of things, I have to free up my time. So I have to think much bigger. How can I be making what I'm making now, working half the amount of time, or even a fourth of the amount of time, so I could spend time doing other things or just relaxing and hanging out while still making the same amount of money? And a lot of them think like that. How could I make the most money working the least amount of time? That's not to say they did not put in the work and they do not work hard, but it's just how they think about it. They are constantly working, but they outsource so much and so much and so much, so you take more and more and more on. And that was a huge takeaway for me. The last and final one, number 6, one of the biggest takeaways, I know I just said that was one of the biggest takeaways, but big takeaway number 2, if you have started an Amazon business or just getting started, congratulations. There are a lot of people, someone said in the room, where in this room, we are action takers. We have to take action in order to grow the business, in order to keep selling on Amazon, in order to grow our sales, in order to just keep moving forward. And a lot of people aren't. There are so many people in this world that do not take action. So if you are taking action, just realize that. Some of the people you see online, on Instagram, on YouTube, you probably are like, oh man, they're taking so much more action than me, or I'm so far behind, yada, yada, yada. And while that might be the case, the fact that you're taking action day after day and growing your business, or at least trying to grow your business, is a huge step in the right direction. And a lot of people will not even take action or go through this. So that was one of my big takeaways. Just remember, You got to stay consistent. You got to take action. And if you could take action, that will separate you from most of the people on the planet and really set you apart and get your business to the next level. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below which one you liked the most, and I will see you in the next video.